if you live in a rut with your life, then stretch yourself a little bit. Just going to those seminars, staying in 5-star hotels was something that I'd never done. I was the Motel 6 kind of guy. So for a decade, I got to stay even in presidential suites on top of the hotel, where it's literally a house. And that never would have happened if I hadn't stretched myself. So all of a sudden, this gentleman comes out and invites me and my friends onto his yacht. Like, let me think. Do we want to go on this yacht? And I'm like, let's go. He goes, take your shoes off. And we're sitting in there with all the instrumentation, and there's this swoop back glass that's, surrounding this captain's table with all these electronics, and it's pretty thrilling. I said, sir, do you mind if I ask you a question? And he says, well, what's that? And I said, how do you afford something like this? What do you do for a living? And he says, I'm a medical doctor and a lawyer, and I sue for malpractice. So my first thought, even Lori has been a client a couple of times. We had some success getting some of her sites to the top fairly quickly. So when my assumption was that she'd be the same way. And when she came out on the side of the speaker, I was thinking she'd be just the opposite. I was thinking, yeah, she'd be going for blood, So, I mean, why would you have this combination of the medical background and the legal background unless you're just trying to profit from it? But I thought the way that she handled it was quite a surprise. So I even called her up and talked to her about that. I was amazed. And then she got it all down to personal responsibility, which a lot of us learned that from childhood. So, it's just, I don't know, I found it quite remarkable. And she looked very attractive. I thought she did herself up well, and she just maintained her composure. And I've been in situations when I was coming up in the MLM ranks where I'd get on stage and literally my mind would spin. And I think that she was able to keep those together. As a matter of fact, when I called her up, she wrote me like as soon as she got the invitation, oh, I'm so excited. And I called her up and she's like, well, I can say this and I can say that. And then she couldn't think of words. She goes, oh my God, I'm doing this when I'm talking to you. What if I do this on TV? And I'm like, God, I know how you feel. I said, that's not going to happen. And I said, even the best of them do that from time to time. So just, laugh at yourself and roll with it. But I mean, that didn't even come up. So, thumbs up. What I would do to get more views is to sign into your back office on your YouTube channel and go out there and be friendly with others. I would do searches that have maybe a common theme and go and comment on other people's videos. If there's medical malpractice or seminar speakers, gurus, legalities, scam artists, just get involved with all those searches where birds of a feather flock together and make intelligent, intriguing comments. You can be controversial. That's probably not the safest way to go, but you can disagree without being disagreeable. A little bit of controversy actually attracts viewership, but just being a jackass doesn't do yourself any favors. I've done that before. I've gotten mad and have these shout outs with comments online, and I don't think it really does me or my cause any favors if you get out of control. But that will attract viewership. As long as you make sincere comments and thoughtful comments, you're going to get views back. And that goes for your whole channel. And the second thing you can do is if people comment on your video, respond back to their comments. Make a thoughtful comment. Of course, go and friend them back and make a comment on their homepage channel. But carry on a conversation. So somebody says this, then boom, you come in directly below it with a reply. You literally click on reply to that previous.
What does that do?
What happens is if I come to your site. Well, Doug, if I came to your video and I was intrigued by something, and I actually put in a sincere comment, and if the person behind me just put in another sincere comment, and all we had was sincere comment, then when I come to your channel, I understand it's not going to be a conversation unless I'm talking to other people watching the video, which can be good. But what if you actually interact with me? Then when I come on and see the YouTube video, I realize, hey, the author of this video is going to read my comment. They care about what I say, and all of a sudden you form a relationship. Well, when you form this pattern, when other people go to the site, they're going to see that MO. And they're going to go, okay, if I comment and I put some time into it, then the author of the video is going to come back in with a thoughtful comment, and we're going to have something valuable here. It's just not going to be, thumbs up, thumbs down, but it's going to be a conversation. And the next thing that I found out is you can do link building with YouTube videos, just like I do it with a regular blog site. It was shocking to me, the effectiveness of it. It seems like half the link building techniques I used last year don't work this year, but we still have some that do work. And some of the things we did for you, Doug, we're running a script where we pick a particular keyword phrase, and what a script does is it acts like a human being, and you train it sequentially to do things kind of like teaching a monkey. Eventually, that monkey's going to do things almost as well as a human. And what we were doing is going into forums and signing up for a profile, as if we are going to make comments on this forum. And on that profile page, they give you a little bit of space on most of them to do some HTML. Well, that's where we put in a keyword phrase with a link back to your video. And some of these forums have a PR6 to PR8 ranking. That's pretty high. For instance, my blog is a PR5. Doug, I think the highest you and I have ever gotten our own personal sites are PR5. I have gotten my YouTube channel to a PR6 and my Twitter account, but gosh, I've got almost 50,000 people on Twitter, so all those backlinks, it just naturally comes that way. So if you get up there PR6 to a PR8, you're one of the best websites out there. So you may put a link with your anchor text, like if she wants to be known for malpractice attorney. We would highlight those words in the profile section, and then we create RSS feeds for those if they don't already have it, and then we ping those to get them indexed. Now, Google's in a constant fight against people like me, and in February they came out with this new Panda update. So even though, for around the amount of money you're talking about, we're building 20,000 links, it takes our computer 2 days. We have to occupy one computer full time. And it has to go through all these proxy servers so that they're not all coming from the same IP address. It's quite a complex process, but what you're doing is you're trying to create the illusion to the Google algorithm that all these different people have said that your video is about this particular anchor text. We put out about 20,000 of them, and I would say approximately 15,000 of them are successful. And in the first 2 to 3 months, Google will index 200 to 300 of those links. And we've gotten things to move forward, sometimes 12 pages. A couple of times during what we call the Google dance, while it's making a decision, you'll actually see yourself fall in the ranks, and it gets very scary. And then, sometimes a week later it settles in and you're back in there. So, in rare circumstances, I feel like we've actually hurt the cause. But it's so often a success that I go ahead and take the risk because it's seldom that it actually hurts it. Another thing I would do, and probably one of the most powerful things, is to put out a press release and then link to this video. Online PR News, or I think what they're calling onlineprmedia.com, I would go ahead and spend $49 and put out a thoughtful press release, announce something, and tie it to a bigger news story. We call that piggybacking. So study the news. If this guy, if this guru is in the news, then use his name in the title, but also use your keywords that you want to be known for in the title. So you've got the science of the keywords of making sure those are in the title, but you've also got the challenge to make it an attractive title, so that if somebody sees just a summary, an excerpt, they're going to want to come to see what you've written. So put his name in there, and then put your primary keyword phrase. Maybe it's medical malpractice, or guru scams, or something. I'd have to think about it for this particular gentleman. But he's a bigger story, and the national media is covering it. So the national media isn't currently covering Lori's business, but they are covering this guru. So by her making a comment on it and being invited on TV, and then putting up a press release all with the same theme and all with the similar keywords, then boom, that story's probably going to get thousands of views. And they allow you to put an embedded video. Just go to the bottom of YouTube and click on share or something like that, and you're going to find there's a place to grab the embed code. And when you're putting up the press release, just put that right on the press release page. Well, those views will count, right there on the press release. Also, within the press release, they allow you 3 links. Take keyword phrases. It could be this guru's name. Turn it into a blue hypertext link and then link it back to either her website or this particular video for the keywords you want this video to be known for. I would say that's a very powerful way to get traffic. You can miss it by coming up with something that's so boring or really isn't in the news. So maybe you only get 300 views out of it. But typically speaking, you can get, a few thousand views. I would say she has the potential, particularly if there's a decision in the case where it's really hot in the news that week. Boom, Doug, you sent me a client. He's a Middle Eastern expert who's on TV a lot like you. And, we did a press release because he predicted where Obama was. I think it was probably your recommendation. Was it, Doug, for him to do a press release on the fact that he predicted a week before?
In fact, I want to have him come on I want him to come on our program and talk to us a little bit, because I've been counseling him on how to get on TV, and it's worked extremely well with him. And by the way, I want to interrupt something just here for a second, because I'm going to have to leave in just a few minutes. Starting either next Tuesday or as soon as Tony can set it up with everybody. And by the way, we're very grateful to Jan. Jan, you're a doll for setting this up and getting us this technology. It shows you what I've often said when it comes to IT, that nobody knows everything. Everybody can benefit from everybody else, and that's why we're a team. But I was going to say either next Tuesday or maybe the Tuesday after, whenever Tony can get it going, we're going to start the course all over again. And the reason we're doing that is we want to tape record it and record it in a systematic way with this new technology that Jan has for us, so that you can come back at your leisure and study and restudy some of these things that Glenn is teaching and that I'm teaching, so you can make sure you're not missing a piece. You could be missing a little piece of this puzzle, and it could be making a big difference. And we want you to have everything. But forgive me for that interruption, Glenn. I'm going to have to go in a little bit, but please continue sharing what you were sharing about, and please let them know how. I think you sent me a PayPal thing. All I have to do is hit it, and I pay you, and then you're going to do this. These links for me. That's tremendous, and we make that with offers available for everybody.
They're completed
in our team.
It took us a week, Doug. We're finished now. I sent you that first page.
Oh, great!
The Excel spreadsheet. If you want the other two, I can send them to you, but it's really just the same thing. The only difference is we've changed the keywords. But I do have those. We are completed with the task, so I did bill you. And I accept 5 times the amount in tips.
How long does it take for those links to begin to go to work?
I've seen results in a couple of days. It starts, but what happens is it takes a while for Google to find these links. And for some reason, I don't know why, but some of the links they'll never index, even though they're online. And they are trying to prevent people like me from doing what I do. So I don't really know what's going on, but I have seen approximately 200 to 300 of those 20,000 indexed during the first couple of months. So I think over time, even more can be indexed. But anyway, that's just been my experience. For us to do the job, we usually can get them done within a week. Whoops, we lost you, Doug. I guess he was like Barbara Eaton on Andreva Genie. He blinked out of here. Maybe Scotty beamed him up. And